Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM. We're out here on location here at the moment, of course, out here at Seabit here, the former home of the St Kilda Football Club. But, of course, we're not talking about AFL, we're talking about the World Game in particular. And, of course, speaking with the Peninsula Power up in Queensland in particular. And, of course, they'll be preparing for, their season to get underway around March, April this year. And, of course, we've got two very special guests joining us right now from the Peninsula Power to tell us a bit about it. Thanks both for joining us.
Thank you for
having us.
No worries. Well, I'll get both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position both of you play or will love to be playing once the season gets underway.
Well, my name's Kirrily. This is my first year at Peninsula Power. I've been signed to come on as a starting right fullback. I really love the overlaps. I would hope and I would love to maybe have a go at the right wing, but we'll just see how the start of the season goes.
I'm Tegan. I'm a centre back. This is my second year with Power, and I'm actually really looking forward to this season and how much as a team we can improve.
How's the preparations been like heading towards the upcoming season, which starts in about 2-3 months?
It's been really good, actually. We had an increase of trainings coming into the pre-season, which I think is going to help us in the long run way better than last year. Towards the end of the season when Alex came in, the intensity had picked up. And as that intensity continues through this year, leading into the pre-season, we've got a few games to test that out and see how we look in form for a game.
Yeah, we've had had 2 solid weeks of 3 nights a week training. The weather's been pretty good to us lately, so they've been really solid sessions. Got hit a little bit hard last week with COVID with some of the girls out, but the girls that were able to attend, it was just high intensity. The coaching staff put us through the tracks.
Tell us a bit about the coaching staff this year, and I guess what have both of you learnt from your coaching staff?
We've had Mick do lots of strength and conditioning stuff with us. We've started off doing lots of sprints, getting kilometres in the legs. Alex is really good. This is his first year coaching me, so I know that he's got each session. He's saying this year we're high pressing, so we've just been doing lots of attack and pressure on the ball quite quickly.
Been pretty good, actually, because you've got the combination of Mick and Alex.
Yeah.
So obviously they've both got good qualities in different sections, different parts, like aspects of football. So that combination there, it's helping a lot already.
So what's the expectations on this team going into the 2022 season?
Hopefully to win more games, obviously. We really want to step up from last year. And it'll be good to see how far we can get this year with all of the new players that have come in and under the coaching of Vegchel and Alex together.
Yeah, I know some of the girls have been talking. They really want to finish top 4. Maybe even secure some kind of promotion would be really good.
Was it disappointing last year that you didn't quite get to NPL or stay in NPL?
It was a little disheartening, but after a while you could kind of see the ambition of the club to really promote female football and to try and create what they have for the men's NPL and put that much effort into the women's program. So hopefully this year we can see more improvement in that and development to see how far we can get with it.
There are a couple of things that both you want to learn from, I guess, want to improve on in 2022 for both of you in your World Game journey?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at just like accelerated football growth overall over the whole pitch. Like I said before, I love those overlaps. So just learning a bit more on how to press forward, working with like the winger. Even, if I could get that, have a couple of games in that winger position would be really good. Just more attacking, really.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as Kiz. I'm looking forward to obviously developing my all-round game. But But if I can get pushed up a little further in the park, maybe into the midfield, that way I'm a bit more versatile rather than just being a centre back. I can play centre back and play in the midfield a little higher up. So I do like to shoot.
Don't we all?
So what, I'm assuming both of you played with each other for quite a while now. So what have both of you learnt from each other?
Oh, no, this is going to be our first season together, playing in the same colours. But we did verse each other when I played in the Australian Koalas team when we did the exhibition match last March, which was really cool. So that was the first time I, was on the field with Tegan. But we've had a couple of weeks now training together. I just love Tegan's strength. And I think that's sort of across the whole team. Everyone's, just got high hopes, high expectations for the year. And so every time that we're at training, then we're together, everyone's sweated it out. Everyone's put in 100% at each training session. And I'm just hoping that we're just going to be able to continue that and keep that up until the end of the year.
Yeah, it's actually been really good. Just seeing Kizza training alone, I'm very impressed with like the experience and her ability to just run and run and run.
No.
I'll admit, I'm only 19 and I cannot run that much. I give you credit.
Thank you.
So how's the friendship like on and off the field? Considering you only about a year ago you versed against each other?
Yeah. I think even in that game, even though we were in different colours, like everyone was out there just having like lots of fun in that game. But even now, like Tegan has been like so welcoming onto the team. Only just a couple of weeks ago I signed, and I feel like I've been there for ages. Like the girls are just so welcoming. Even the coaching staff.
I had that same feeling when I first joined Power last year. Everyone's really welcoming.
Yeah.
But in that Koalas versus Power game, it was a very competitive game. But we weren't out there to just, nail each other. We were out there to play a game, and it was one of the I enjoyed the atmosphere of that game.
Yeah.
Because at the end, we had a lot of preparation coming into it. We had like dinners and outgoings and stuff like that with the Koalas, and it was really good to see just everyone kind of mingling and getting to know each other a bit better. Yeah,
that was probably one of the main reasons why I come over to Power as well. There was that pre-existing relationship as well, and I knew what the culture was of the women's team as well, so it was kind of like a no-brainer to come over to Power as well.
How did both of you get involved in the World Game, and why did you choose it?
For me, it was actually accidental. When I was 15, my sister-in-law needed some players at the Spanish club over at Acacia Ridge, and I had no idea how to play. Like, all my family is a rugby league family, and I'm like, soccer, yeah, I'll give it a go. And then from there, I just fell in love with it straight away, and I've been playing ever since.
For me, I kind of got stuck with it. But don't get me wrong, I do enjoy playing football, but it was very much a family sport of mine. So it started with my uncle and then my parents. I was born and raised with football. My sisters play it, my auntie, uncle, mum, dad.
Wow.
Everyone in my family plays it now.
Both of you mentioned right at the start what position both of you play on the field. If you had a preferred position where you like to convince the coaches to put you, where would that be?
If I could convince Alex, I would make him put me in striker, but that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to stick to the centre back.
Yeah, I love right fullback. Like, that's my preferred position. But yeah, I do love those runs. So right wing, I would have to say. So
what will be some highlights throughout both your World Game journey so far?
For me, I would have to say, I think I said this last time, but I think my highlight would be making the Australian schoolgirls side back in 2019. So that's the highest level that anyone's in my family's made it. So I'm pretty proud of that.
So good.
But it was unfortunate that due to COVID, we couldn't actually go and do our tour. And I didn't get a second shot at it because the same carnival didn't run the next year. And But yeah.
Probably have two, and they were both last year. First one being selected for the Australian Indigenous team. That was the second year that it's ever been selected. So that was a really good kickstart to the football season. And then last year, my previous team, AC Carina, we made it to the grand final and just come up short 1-0. But yeah, that was a really big highlight for us, for our team. I think we were definitely the underdogs, and we fought hard to the end, but just couldn't get that last goal.
Was that against Broad Beach by any chances?
That was against Broad Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were pretty much, for most of the season, they were undefeated, and then we ended up drawing with them. And then the grand final came, and one of our players got a red card. So we were down 10 players in the second half. I was like, yeah, but they only managed to get one in. So I think we still walked away happy with that.
Yeah, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
So what does the sport of the world game mean to both of you, especially being there at Peninsula Power?
Oh, it means a lot. Anytime that you can represent your community is always something that brings such strength and such pride every time you're with the girls. Power seems to be a very family orientated club as well. So, you're running out there with your sisters side by side. Yeah, that's me.
I don't really have much to add on to that. That was
yeah. Yeah.
Considering both of you are still youngsters in the team, do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of the world game? And considering the World Cup is next year.
If it were possible for me to make it into the Matildas, that's very ambitious of me. But for me,
totally doable, Tegan. You're a gun.
I would have to train full time times 2. But honestly, anything in the professional league, I've still got quite a few years in me, so I've got a bit of time to work on my stuff. But I'm hoping by next year I can kind of get introduced to some sort of professional football environment.
I'm not as young as I seem, but I'm in my 30s now, so I feel like my time has kind of passed, but I'm just going to keep playing at the highest level that I possibly can until my body or until a coach says, you drop back down to City League. But I think my goal at the moment is just to provide some kind of pathways for young Indigenous players and to help them get to that NPL level or, W League, if I can help some kind of way. That's what my goal at the moment is.
Perfect segue for my next question I was going to ask. You just mentioned about the Indigenous, and obviously, and hopefully we'll get more and more the Indigenous kids or just people in general to get involved in the sport. How important is that for you?
Really important. I know that we've got so much talent out there, particularly, in the rural communities. We've got one young girl actually that's just signed with Power this week, and she's come down from Cairns. So she was a part of the QAS, but she was just telling me last night that there was actually no pathway for her then to come down into the big cities and play. So, it was up to her, her family as an individual to get them down here. But yeah, we just got so much talent, and I think a lot of the focus has always been on the rugby league field rather than on the round ball game. So, you're seeing all the Queensland Indigenous Football Championships that have been happening every November, and it's just, getting bigger and bigger each year. And, you look around, you're like, oh, I didn't know this many blackfellas played soccer. So yeah, it's exciting times. And I think it's just the beginning for Indigenous football.
What would be your advice to people that should get involved in the World Game, especially, perfect time now with the World Cup just around the corner in 2023. What would be your advice to them to get involved in the World Game, especially in the beautiful area of the Peninsula Power area up there in Redcliffe?
My advice would just be to work hard, put in the hard yards, but make sure you're enjoying it at the same time.
And just, stay disciplined. Keep reaching as far as you can, as high as you can, and back yourself.
And whereabouts is your home ground for everyone in Queensland that should get involved?
We're at AJ Kelly Park in Redcliffe.
Now, let's finish off with a couple of light-hearted questions. Do either of you have any embarrassing moments on the field throughout your world game journey, or did any of your teammates have any embarrassing moment in the preseason?
Last year, a couple of us actually scored some own goals.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Me being the main culprit. So that's my goal for this year also, to score less own goals.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever scored an own goal, but I've ended up on my butt a few times throughout the season. So hopefully I can stay on my feet a bit more.
So, any comedians, singers, or dancers we should know about in your current team?
A bit early on
Tegan,
I reckon.
Yeah, I listened to when you were hooked up to the mic the other day. That was
yeah.
pretty funny. For training, that was
really cool. I actually enjoyed that.
That was really cool. It was funny.
Everyone wanted to talk to me.
I know, you were like talking to yourself a fair bit.
So Tiggs, would you like to do a little bit of rendition of what you were singing on the mic?
I don't really sing. I sing in the shower. That's it. No one else.
Bit of Britney Spears, Peter Andre.
All right. I was gonna say you did well in answering that one. So do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual, or are you going to change any of those pre-game superstition or rituals this year?
No, I don't really. I just make sure that I'm in the right mindset at the right time. There's like a period of like the first maybe 15 minutes that you walk into the dressing room and you kind of like fun and stuff, and then you start to get a bit more serious about the game and focus. That's all I do really.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and focus on my nutrition, like a couple of days leading out, get my carbs in. I always have like my Gatorade the night before. Seems to hydrate me, I guess.
Any funny moments, any silly moments that's happened at training so far?
I can't think of any.
Yeah, I think there's always like fun banter.
Yeah, there's always banter. Like it's just the trainings itself. So like we're working hard, but we're also having fun. Like there's times where like people are getting nutmegged and we're all just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
So any good nicknames in the team we should know about?
I'm still trying to learn people's first names, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, no, I don't think there really are any nicknames yet. It's as I said before, it's probably too early. We'll probably have someone say something silly and then, oh, there's your nickname.
Yeah.
Either of you have a pump-up song that you like the most to go to a game with, to hype yourself up before a game?
I love that Kendrick Lamar "I." It's just like all about just like living the life, living the moment. Yeah.
I want to say the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson song.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard.
Haven't heard that one.
Oh, damn it. We stay hungry, we devout. Oh, that's not it. I've changed it. I can't find the. I've got I can't have the rhythm and the lyrics.
My song is literally anything with Kendrick Lamar in it. That's like my, when you're in the zone, you're like blasting the music on the way to the game, and then, you're hoping someone's got a speaker in the change room to continue the blast of music. So
we've got Trisha. She always brings a speaker.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We've always got music.
Always prepared. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
There you go. At least we had a taste of a bit of the singing anyway. But both of you, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having both of you on the show. Hopefully I'll be coming up to Queensland sometime throughout the season and watch you play in person and get to meet both of you in person as well. And hopefully it all goes well between now and obviously the start of the season. And can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
Thank you so much.
No worries. And of course, you want to get involved with the Peninsula Power, of course, in 2022, of course, up there in the beautiful Redcliffe. There, of course, we'll put all the details up on how you can go about getting involved with Peninsula Power. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.